Preparing for ICD-10 represents an enormous challenge for both payers and providers. Since you are dependent on so many third parties, you must make sure that all of these trading partners and affiliates will be ready. Adding an automated tool for program management can save money while ensuring much better management visibility. You need to ensure that all parts of your ecosystem are doing the right things to be ready, up to and including testing. For payers, this means assessing the readiness of literally thousands of trading partners and providers. For providers, you need to address all IT functions, staff, vendors, your trading partners, payers, and even affiliated practices. Many healthcare organizations start out managing with readily available tools like spreadsheets. Our customers tell us that spreadsheets become a real problem after a few hundred entities. Avior built an ROI model based on real customer experiences. It shows that once you reach 350 entities to track and manage with a spreadsheet, automation costs less than what you would spend on staff and consultant time managing with spreadsheets. By having an automated solution, this allows your staff to focus on finding and fixing problems instead of being data entry clerks. And management gets better visibility into the program through all of our reports and dashboards. Our ICD-10 Solution Pack is based on our benchmark software as a service platform, which is everything you need to manage ICD-10 readiness. We use best practice models from WEDI, AHIMA, CMS, and the AMA, all integrated with our assessment and remediation module. Program managers benefit from our project management tools, and senior management gets detailed status reports via our analytics engine. Let me show how each of these works. We've created an instance of Benchmark for a fictitious company that we call All Group Health, who's using Benchmark to manage their ICD-10 program. This is the welcome screen. As you can see, it allows All Group to customize it so it looks and feels like their own portal. From here, we can go in and take a look at all of the different kinds of information that's available through the Benchmark system. Our report library contains a large range of different kinds of reports and dashboards, all the different things that you need in order to successfully program management, including the specific content for ICD-10. Starting with our dashboards is a great place to see the high-level status. Now, in this particular case, I've logged in as someone responsible for managing vendors. In the same instance, I have other users who are responsible for managing different provider groups or different functional areas. So as you can see, we're able to restrict the programs and projects to only the things that someone actually needs to worry about. I can also go in and take a look at these in a variety of different ways. If I don't want to see by business line, I can look at business process. And all of these things here can be modified to fit the terminology that you use to manage your business. And all of these things are updated and reloaded in real time. As I take a look at all of my vendors and their ICD-10 readiness, I can see that for the most part they're doing pretty well. But in my business process called medical supplies, I have 2 vendors that are at medium risk. The obvious thing to do is drill down and see what's causing this risk. Who are the vendors that have these problems? I've opened up a report that gives me a summary of all the relevant ICD-10 affiliates that fall into that category, medium risk, and who they are. And we can see a couple of things. Their assessment scores, meaning their ability to demonstrate how well they're adhering to the relevant best practice models and therefore the amount of risk that they're taking on, is kind of in the medium range. And we found some problem areas there, and we'll look at each of those. But I can drill down individually on these and take a look at what's actually causing that. So I can go from the big picture down to the individual affiliate detail, seeing what their score is, what their status is, and what are the key risk indicators that are causing these problems within my particular program. As the person responsible for managing the vendors, I can take a look at the assessments that everyone has returned back to me. We have a process built into Benchmark that allows me to go in and actually look at each one individually and make a determination if the kinds of information they've given me is acceptable or not. And if there is a problem with the information that they've provided, then I can actually go in and create a remediation. Obviously, we've got fictitious data here, but I could go in and look at this and say, I see a problem with this, and immediately click on remediate, and a remediation is instantly created, populated with all of the relevant information from the question tied back to that assessment. As soon as I add the information, giving them 30 days to respond to it, Then I've automatically created that remediation, and it shows in my review process that I've already got that under remediation. Back at the to-do list, I can take a look at not just the assessments that I need to review, but I can filter those down and look at only the remediations. Think of a remediation as either a problem area that you found that you want the responding organization, whether it's a vendor or a provider, to deal with, or it could be simply a task, something you want to be able to track, like a dependency or a testing commitment date. Within each of these, I can go in and look at the detail associated with each of these. The advantage of this integrated assessment and remediation process is that everything is tied together under programs and projects, so it's easily managed by a distributed organization or kept separate for privacy, but you never lose track of the problem areas and you always can tell where those came through. Our heritage as a GRC company gives us this full audit trail, but I can provide all sorts of information, not just what's provided back to the responding organization, but I can deal with risk ranking, risk severities, any of these kinds of things in order to be able to better manage the project. In other words, I'm now finding my problems much more quickly, and my energy is devoted to fixing them rather than spending all my time following up. The system takes care of automatic notifications of any new tasks to either a requesting user, like the person responsible in this case for managing the vendors, or the vendors themselves when they have a new task like an assessment or a remediation. Our customers tell us that only the Avior ICD-10 Solution Pack has everything they need for program management automation, a solution that's ready to go right out of the box. And that's why we can have you up and running in 30 days. Focus on solving your problems. Avior will save you time, money, and get you better information for better results.